What's up, guys? This is Lawrence James here, LJ, coming at you with an Akali top lane how-to guide. And so today we're going to be playing Akali, and we are versus a Rumble top lane. A few things to note: my Akali runes are actually full AP with magic resist blues. So I have a ton of AP, level 1, and basically that's to help my Q damage. Early game is like the most important levels of Akali. When you're playing Akali, you just want to get to level 6, and then once you get to level 6, you can start making plays happen. But so you just want to get to level 6, even in CS with your lane, is preferably, or better, obviously. But that's what you want, and you don't want to die early. So Q just helps you last hit more, just getting that much AP, and it helps you harass a little more too. Early levels, it's a little late. It's a little worse mid game that you don't have the magic pen. But early game, right away, we're just looking around for their team. I see a lot of different people that play solo queue. They kind of take level 1 off, and they don't know what's going on. And that's not very good. Okay, so right there, we saw Thresh Ward. And so I don't know why I walked back in there. That wasn't very smart. But we see them ward there. So level 1, you're just trying to get as much information about the opponent as possible, right? You just want to find out where they are and what kind of a start they're going to have. So we have a ward here, so we see them, right? So I see them. So I'm able to go top lane and just kind of look around and see what they're doing. We know they have a ward there, and we're just kind of look. Okay, so now he wards here, right? So we saw that, right? Because the ward saw that. So now we know that. So Shyvana, that gives us so much information now, because Shyvana's gonna know where the wards are, right? So he's gonna know that he's not gonna take a jungle route or a ganking route through here. He's just gonna go a different way. Another note to look at, like when you're watching them place the wards down. Hopefully, we saw that this was a 60-second ward, because like you can just look at like how much time like that's on their health bar, and so hopefully we saw that was a 60-second ward. But like level 1 is just you just want to be finding out where the opponent is. Like I was saying, I see a lot of people taking off at level 1, and that's not very good. You just want to find out information, so everyone in the game can be doing something. So like right there, I saw that Nocturne had started blue, so I know that he'll be top after red. So early levels with Akali, you just want to save your Q for harass the entire time and try to auto-attack the minions for the last hit. You want to save your Q as much as possible. Right, so right here we were able to force Rumble and to go to W. That's like pretty unusual, because usually they'll start with E to get their own harass, but my Q will be better harass. So he has to W, which makes it pretty safe for me to farm. The only issue with this is my lane is pushing now, right? And we know that he started blue, so Nocturne is going to be top soon, and I know that. So now I have a couple choices I got to make. I got to either push this lane, or I'm going to miss CS. If I push this lane to his turret, it's going to be hard for Nocturne to gank, because Rumble's going to have to decide, right? He's going to have to decide between either following up on Nocturne's gank on me, or taking the CS that he's going to miss at his turret. If he follows me to the gank, Rumble's going to miss so much CS on his turret if I push it correctly. So that's kind of the plan I was going with. I didn't intend to push the lane, right? It's not very smart to push your lane early, especially when you know that he's going to be top after red. But I didn't really have a choice after I was harassing a little bit. So like that's one of the most important things about top lane, is knowing when to push a lane and when not to push a lane. So like right there, I was able to get a little bit harass off, and the minions were able to hit him too. So I just chunked him to half health with only landing Q. I haven't landed an auto attack on him yet, and I'm forcing him to use health pots. We both had the same start. We both started with boots and health pots. There's a lot of different starts you could go with, but I like this one the best as top lane, and at least it's Akali. So right here, like before, I was using my Q to harass Rumble, but this time I'm trying to just use his last hits. I see Rumble overextend, and now he's taking damage from the minions as well, and I'm able. We're gonna have an all-in fight here. I ignite him. He's overheated. I flash over him and avoid the flame spit. The flame spitter, whatever that thing's called. Flame, what is it called? Yeah, okay, flame spitter. Okay, I got that right. All right, so the flame spitter. So like right there, I went all in versus him, and I flashed over him so that he missed his flame spitter. He wasn't able to get that last hit on me. And so like right there, so like you might be wondering why I didn't push this lane, right? Like why didn't I push this to the turret? Because Nocturne was pushing mid, right? I saw him pushing mid, and he went MIA over here. It's not worth it for me to push this to the turret and make Rumble miss more CS than he would have if I didn't push it like I did. But it was not worth it for me to die to Nocturne. It was not worth it, because he went missing. I don't have any wards and stuff. So I just took the safe route, and I went back. And luckily, my lane is actually pushing. It's pushing towards me, right? So Rumble's he's gonna have a choice here. He's gonna have to push this lane. That's like the only route that he can actually take here. And so what did I buy? Okay, so I just bought I just went an upgrade on boots because I wanted to get wards, and I could have done some different stuff. I could have got a tome, an amplifying tome, but this is the choice I want to go with. I want speed since I'm top lane. I see that he has the vision ward, so he's probably waiting to use it for an all-in, but he also doesn't have another ward, so he might have to use that as an actual ward to prevent from the Shyvana gank. So like right there, I queued that minion because I want to last hit it. Like knowing how your champion works and how to last hit at a turret is super important on any champion you play, right? On Akali, it's pretty easy. So like right now we're just trying to get as many as possible, right? We're trying to get as many last hits as possible. So we missed like three probably there, but that's pretty good. Like 11 out of, you know, we probably missed 3. We probably got like 8 of them. That's pretty good. So right there I saw he used his vision ward on my vision ward. So I know he doesn't have a vision ward for the fight because vision ward would screw up my shroud. So like right here I'm just trying to avoid as much harass as possible while also still getting the last hits. You don't want to miss the last hits, right? So I pop a health pot here and just continue to last hit as much as possible. So, oh, nope, I missed that one. So I almost got them all. So right now we're doing pretty good in CS. 34 to 27, we're up. And that's what you mainly want to do. You're just kind of waiting until you get level 6, right? So we got level 6, right? We just got it. It's you can't go in right away as soon as you hit level 6 because you don't have all the stacks that you need. Your R it goes up to 3, and right now we're probably at like maybe 2. No, we're probably at 1 still right now because it regens pretty slow early on. So we're just waiting to get 3 stacks of it, and then we can just go all in basically. But so the Rumble's playing kind of aggressive right here, and he popped his W right there. So I'm just gonna go all in right here. I'm gonna try to go all in. I only have 2 charges of my ult. Now I don't have another charge, so I can't catch him. Even though he's overheated. I can't R back in because it's on cooldown, and then I die for it because I did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. I made a mistake there. I did exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. I did not wait for my ult charges to be back up at 3. 3 is the maximum you can have, like I was saying, and I was only at 2. So, and like right there during that fight, he was running away, right? And I was chasing him. I could not catch him, even though he was overheated and he couldn't do anything. I could not catch him. If I had another ult charge, if I waited an extra 10 seconds for my ult charge to be up, I would have had an extra ult to be able to ult him, and I would have killed him, and I would have won that. And I would have been so far ahead at this point. But League of Legends is all about, like, adjusting to your mistakes, right? Like, not even your mistakes, your team's mistakes. So if someone on my team did that, I might be like, oh, man, that sucks. He probably should have just waited for another ult charge, or if I knew what was going on. But you can't dwell on things like that. You just have to move on. Now I'm thinking, okay, now what can I do to make this better, right? How can I play this better now? How can I extend my lead? So a similar situation like he was before when I killed him, I have to push this lane now, right? Otherwise I'm gonna miss the S. So if I push this lane with these minions, I know he can't really harass me. But he's still trying to harass me, so with one ult charge, I'm just gonna use the minions as a block, and I'm just gonna get as much harass as possible on him with my ult charges. The best thing you can do on Akali is land your Q, right? And then back up and wait for your Q to be up on cooldown again, and then ult in, auto attack to finish off the Q, and then Q again because your Q is back on cooldown, because your Q is not on cooldown, I mean, and you're able to get a double Q auto attack in, and it's so powerful. It's so much burst damage. That's like the most damage you can get with Akali. So like right there, I just land a Q, I go back in, and my Q's not up yet, and he misses his ult, so I go in completely, and he's overheated as well, right? So I get the kill. Okay, now like right there, right? So like during that fight, I killed him. And I could have lifestole off of all these minions here. And probably I would have lived that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have lived that. But since I saw Nocturne there was no point for me to try to live that because I would have died to Nocturne 100%. Even though I have Flash, I'm sure he has Flash as well. Yeah, he did have Flash. It was just not worth it for me to try to burn a Flash, burn my own Flash, and give Nocturne gold. It was better for me to just 1v1 and die and just leave it at that. The fact that Nocturne came top, we were able to make plays on bottom lane. And so you have to look at it like that. So it wasn't that bad. So it was a 1v1, yeah, but Nocturne had to waste his time to come top. Nocturne made the right play, though. Pushing this lane, he's caused me to miss a lot of CS, and he got a lot of experience himself. So that was the right play to make on his part. Like, pushing the lane definitely helped their Rumble out, for sure. So now Rumble's 1 level ahead of me, I notice. But I'm not. It's really not that far ahead at all. And there's no reason for me to play passive because I did win that 1v1, right? I probably could have lived it. And so we're going to continue to play aggressive on this guy. I ward out a little bit. It doesn't really help me that much, that ward, but it helps me a little bit in case mid tries to roam or something. Like, Nocturne can just ult in from really far ranges, so warding against Nocturne is kind of strange, but... So I'm just looking for a chance to engage. As you can see, he's playing really passive because he knows I can win this. He knows I can probably win this engage. But still, he has to try to make a play here. And I can't really go in on that because I lost too much health from the poke. So I just pop a health pot and I walk back a little bit. And I also noticed he has a vision ward on him too. So like I'm trying to be a little bit careful because I know that he'll be able to vision ward my shroud, and then that kind of really messes up my fights. He is playing a little aggressive, so I could engage on him right there, but the fact that he got so much damage on the minions is going to make it a little hard for me to engage. Because if I engage right there, I'm going to be taking so much damage from the minions that it's kind of like I'm versing two people in a way. Like, not necessarily, but that extra damage is like what can change a fight for sure. So I'm just trying to push the lane as fast as possible. I see there's a fight going on mid, and randomly Rumble's missing, right? So my ward didn't see him, but I can only assume that he's going to go mid. He's going to go mid with this fight. Yeah, so now I see him, and now what do? I'm instantly pushing top lane as hard as I can, and then I want to join this fight, right? I want to come join this fight. Even though I'm going to come in late, I can still clean up kills if they're available. So I'm making my way down, right? I'm making my way through the river. So real quick on the fight, so Karthus is able to zone out the Soraka and the Shyvana from the fight completely. Now we just have a Nidalee alone, but I'm able to come in and clean up some kills here. And I pick up the double kill. Now we need to kill this. We need to kill this Vayne as fast as possible, or otherwise things are going to get sticky. So yeah, we're able to catch him with a flash and a combo of ult Q there, and I'm able to pick up a triple kill, and that was really good for our team. We are so far ahead after that fight because we got a 4 for 5, or I mean we got a 1 for 5. I'm sorry, only one person died on our team. Pretty sure it was Varus. Yeah, Varus died. But so that was so good for our team. We only lost one person, and we aced them. So right away, instead of pushing with my team after that team fight, I go right to top lane and try to apply pressure to top lane so that they can't defend this mid lane, right? Because if I went to mid, Rumble would have went mid and probably defended that, and probably with Thresh he could have defended that. But instead, I just pressed pressure on top, and we're able to get mid turret. Like putting pressure, like knowing when to do what as top lane is like the most important thing. Like knowing when to push your lane, when to do. Like when to help your team, when to help, like when to go for that gank. Like that was so much big for me to be able to push the lane out before I went mid, because Rumble missed so much CS. He missed so much experience right there. Not necessarily that he missed a lot of CS, but more the fact that he missed a lot of experience. If you look like at my level, I'm a level up on him. And so now I'm just looking, like I can totally fight this guy, right? He still has the vision ward, I noticed, but I don't know where he is. And he's going to try to jump me here. And so he misses his ult right there, and I just totally engage on him, right? Oh, and now he drops the vision ward out here. Like, I don't know why he did that. He dropped the vision ward out here, and I'm able to use the bush, the shroud in the bush, and I know he can't see that. So if he would have dropped the vision ward in the bush here, I would have been completely screwed, right? Like, that would not have worked at all. I would have lost that fight for sure. But, or I mean, I don't know if I would have lost it, but we would have traded 1 for 1, because he would have died too. So now I'm very ahead, right? I just got all that CS. He's still dead, so I'm able to push this turret. I'm able to push that entire wave to the turret, and I just go back. I probably could have pushed this turret, but there's a few things. I don't know where Nocturne is, right? We don't have vision on Nocturne. And I don't mind him losing that CS, because I don't mind laning with this guy right now, because now I'm even more fed. Now I just got my hat. I finished off my hat there, and I'm I'm way ahead of this guy, right? So I can totally fight this guy now. Like, before this moment, it was probably like a 1 for 1. Like, in a fair fight, it was probably a 1 for 1. If we both did everything right, if he would have vision warded that bush, it was a 1 for 1. Now I think I'm way ahead. So I need to totally push this lead and don't let this Rumble back into this game. I need to make Nocturne have to focus top lane, or I'm just going to run over this Rumble, and I'm just going to run over top lane while my other team does stuff. Beneficial, hopefully. And so now I notice he uses his W, so I notice his W is on cooldown and his flame spit's on cooldown. So if I can do as much, if I can engage at any time, I'm gonna try to do it. And here I engage and he overheats. So after that, I know he can't do much, and I go in, I back up a little bit, wait for my R to come back up, and bam, I go right back in again and get the kill. So like right there, you might be wondering like why I backed up in the middle of that fight, and I backed up because my R was going to be back up, and I knew no matter what happened, I was going to be able to go back on him. So like if he didn't come out, he was counting on me diving him and taking turret hits. And the way I did it, I only took 1 turret hit, maybe 2 turret hits I took. But if I would have stayed on him when my cooldowns were while my stuff was on cooldown, I probably would have. I mean, I maybe would have gotten out alive, but it probably would have been a 1-for-1, which is obviously not worth it at that point. So you just back up, wait for your R to come off global cooldown, and then you go right back in. That's what a lot of people don't understand about Akali. Is like the way your abilities work. You just want to make sure that you're using your cooldowns correctly. You're not standing there auto attacking. You only want to go in when your Q is up. So right here, that was a huge mistake. I don't know why I went back in this bush. Like that was really bad of me. He saw me from the turret, and so like I'm trying to dodge his E, but now I'm gonna have to engage on him, right? But he has a huge advantage on me because I'm standing in his ultimate and I'm just taking tons of damage. I'm still trying to turn it because I have so much lifesteal, but my shroud runs out and he's able to kill me. So that was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Because now I just threw a huge lead. I was 7-2, and the Rumble was pretty far behind, and I just got his turret, and like that was so bad of me. All I needed to do, instead of going back to this bush, I could have just went here, or here, or here, like anywhere. I could have just went anywhere back. He didn't have any ward coverage. He just saw me going here, and he just figured I was here. Like he shot his little E before I came out of the bush even. Like he just figured I was there. Like that was really dumb of me. I just didn't think that he would get back in time. So like again, like I said before, you don't want to, like mistakes happen, right? Even though I'm 7-3, I've made mistakes this game. And it's very important to like not dwell on those mistakes and just focus on like, okay, now what do I need to do? So now the Rumble's a little more fed, right? He just got 500 gold for that. So now I need to be a little better. And if you look at things like that, you're going to go up in elo. Like when your teammate makes a mistake, you may say like in your head, you don't want to say it in game, I would say, but in your head you might be like, darn dude, that's going to make it a little harder. But now what do we need to do to win? What can I do to help this guy, you know? Like what can I do? If you focus on that, you're definitely going to go up in elo. Like at least that's what I think, you know? But so like now I made a big mistake, right? So now I need to, okay, so now I see a fight going on down here. And I'm all the way up here, right? So instead of going to help them, which I'm unsure, like would that help them? I'm not sure. You know, like you don't really know until you do it. So instead, I'm just gonna push top lane because it's guaranteed gold, right? I'm just gonna push this turret and apply pressure to this top turret here, and they will be forced to either come back and stop me, or they're gonna lose a turret. And I'm just hoping at this point that my team is able to disengage or engage and make an opinion on that. So now Karthus left them, dude. It was a 3 versus 3, and Karthus had to leave, right? Karthus left because he sees me pushing top. He can't let the turret die because it's a guaranteed turret if I get it. At this point, when he ran away, they were running away, right? So now Karthus is like, crap, what do I do? So now he's got to come top, right? Nope, because I'm able to dive this Karthus, and I know everything he has on cooldown. And Thresh and Karthus are forced to come here to try to stop me from pushing this turret. And meanwhile, my team is able to push mid because of the pressure I'm putting up top. So like that fight right there, they might have been able to win that right here with Karthus, but Karthus had to ditch to come up here to protect his turret, right? And then right after that, when Karthus went top, Thresh had to come too to try to save him. And we were able to push mid instead of them being able to hold mid. So right here, instead of pushing top, I just come to help them because I see we're low. And we have a chance to get the inhibitor. So I come low. Sorry. I come up, and we're kind of low, though, so that's the problem. So I stay in the Shroud. I'm waiting for a chance to go in on somebody. And then I switch. I go right in on Rumble. I pick up the kill on Thresh because I see he's low. And now I see we're losing this fight. We're losing it, right? Karthus ult is coming in. And I just have to salvage as much as I can. And I just get a double kill real quick. And that was just like trying to make the most out of a situation that wasn't very good. That was not a good fight for us. We didn't even get the inhibitor. We should not have fought that. Like that was quite a big mistake. But it ended up not being as bad as it could have been because Nidalee lived and Shyvana lived, and we only lost 2 people. So it ended up being a 2 for 2 because I picked up the double kill. So it ended up not being that bad. But like see what they're doing. See what the other team's doing is pretty smart now. Now they're trying to clear their buffs, right? They just got to get the buffs off the map at this point in the game, right? Because they finally like technically won that team fight. They were able to apply pressure, and now they need to make a play. They need to get a tower. They don't even have a tower yet. So Vayne is trying to make a play here, but Soraka still had exhaust. So yeah, so Soraka had exhaust. So that Vayne just kind of screwed herself. Now they're even more behind because of that play that Soraka just made. And for some reason, Soraka has Warmog this game. Like, I don't know, welcome to Diamond 1 Elo, I guess, but I would not suggest that. And so myself, so what I'm building right now is, so I have the hat and I have the scepter, and I'm also looking to build Hourglass as my next item, because I'm just so far ahead that a little bit of survivability would be really nice right now. We don't have any, so now we're just looking to force a fight, right? We can force a fight at Baron, or we can force a fight at this open inhibitor, because either they defend the inhibitor, or we take it, right? So that's like a free fight. Like, if we want to fight, we just go to the inhibitor and we get a fight. Or we go to Baron. So in this ward right here, we catch Thresh. I jump right in on Thresh, right? And I kill him. Or no, actually, Robert X Noob kills him. But so now we're a 5 versus 4, right? Now they have to defend this Baron with only 4 people against 5 with no vision because of the vision ward. So now Rumble's forced into a bad position here, and we're able to catch him, and that's pretty much game right there, because now we have Baron buff and we've just caught Rumble. So now we're going to be able to push onto this inhibitor and probably push onto the base. Vayne is splitting bottom, which is fine. So she'll apply pressure to bottom here too, so that we can probably get this inhibitor, and then we'll be able to get the tower afterwards. But they surrender, and that's the end of the game. So knowing when to do what as top lane is pretty much all you need to know about top lane.